First, I'll start out with my blue jay tray. I have it secured onto a post, and it is very unattachable. I slide it on the screw, slide it up, and then there's a wedge underneath it so the water drains out into these holes. The blue jays like to come early in the morning, especially in the fall and winter, spring. Not so much in the summer. They're really fun to watch, and at the end of this video, I'll show you clips of different birds at my feeders. I usually just put enough peanuts in for just the morning and late morning, otherwise the squirrels come, and I don't like that, but to each their own. Here is a hanging feeder for finches mostly, and some black-capped chickadees. The sparrows try, but they have difficulty holding on. I try to avoid all feeders that have a perch. Sparrows just love perches. They have difficulty clinging. So this is all about feeders with specific needs. I try to avoid the sparrows because they are a little bit of the hogs and messy. But again, to each their own. I am simply trying to attract certain birds. And this one, my black-cap and my finches just love this. And I got it at a farm store. It was very reasonable, maybe no more than $10, but be careful, it's plastic. I also try to tighten up anything I hang so it's not blowing in the wind. Again, there's a zip tie to this feeder. Let's move along. Here's an overview of my garden. And birds just love flowers. And I use no pesticides around my garden. I'll do a few spot checks of weed killer, but I never spray the whole yard. Here's a nice feeder. Again, this one is squirrel proof. I have a slinky on it. And also if the squirrel does get up, it's the weight will prevent the squirrel from getting a peanut. He gets deterred and then leaves. Again, I hang washers on fish line because sparrows cannot see very well, and they do not like the fish line around the peanuts. Another thing to remember is that I only put enough peanuts in to last about a week or two. If you have a busy feeder, that's fine. I find that if I fill the whole thing with peanuts, they get rotten. And then if they're not coming to the feeder, well then, you know your bird feeder is dirty and rotten feed. This will attract chickadees and small woodpeckers. It's been very successful. And I use the unshelled peanuts. Okay, what do we have next? A simple hummingbird feeder. I never put a lot of feed in it because sometimes it will attract ants or it will spoil. So keep an eye on that. If you're not getting nothing, it's probably dirty. And you got to give yourself time and be patient. A lot of birds won't find your feeders for 2 to 3 weeks. Always have a water source available. I like to use running water. This here is a pump that was meant for pets. I simply decorated it, put a straw in there so it bubbles up more. You can either attach it to a solar power battery, or electric. Because this one's running all the time, I chose to plug it into electric. Oh, this is fun. I've added a butterfly house. Have not got one yet. This is the second year. Let's see. Oh, I leave little flowers with rocks in it to attract the bees. But it's early this year. It's June 17th and we've had a lot of cool weather and rain these last 2 weeks. This one I just love. I modified it. I bought it off Amazon. Again, anything to deter the sparrows, I had to modify it with wire. It goes all the way around because it was so large that the sparrows got in. But with this size, the black-capped chickadees do get in here, and yellow finches, and sometimes purple finches. They love the safflower the best, but currently they ate all that, and now there's just small sunflower seed left. Here's one with safflower in. The sparrows hate it. I love it. Over here is a platform feeder with very large sunflower seed. The sparrows tried and tried to open these sunflower seeds at first. Now they leave it alone, specifically for cardinals. They love it. This is a homemade one. I'm lucky. My husband is very handy when it comes to constructing things. But there are plenty of platform feeders out there. Just make sure you buy the very large sunflower seeds. And the sparrows will eventually leave it alone. They'll come around and they'll try, and at first they're very angry and they throw the sunflower seeds on the ground. They leave it alone now. I also hang, again, a wire, and all my wire has bolts or nuts on the bottom of it so they can't get tangled in it. This has been very fun to watch all year round. Here's one more bubbler. A lot of rocks so they can sit. I also have another bird bath where they just simply take baths in. That's over here. Come on, let's go. They like to bathe in this one. I've planted a lot of zinnias. Zinnias are cheap and inexpensive. When this grows, and I'll attach a picture at the end of this video, and then during the fall and winter, the birds just love to hide in here and eat the old dried up zinnia seeds. I also plant sunflower trees. Finches just love the small sunflowers and large. Here's a large sunflower. I'm not sure what kind of sunflower it'll be, but the leaves are very large, so I'm thinking it's a large sunflower. All these sunflowers replanted themselves this spring from previous sunflowers or from the bird seed. I've been working at this for 10 years now. So be patient, plant what you like, attract what birds you like. I hope this video was informative. And if you have any questions, please ask. I feel like everything works together. Bees, butterflies, birds control the bugs, and the birds also like the bugs if you're using no weed killers. All right, let's go to some of my videos and pics of the birds at the feeder now. Here's a robin this morning. When they're feeding their young, I like to soak mealworm. Robins and cardinals love the mealworm, but you have to soak it for the babies. They cannot eat crunchy mealworms. They prefer it soaked. He's a frequent visitor. He's not even scared of me anymore. I've actually come 2 feet within this bird. There you go, buddy. Also, black-capped chickadee. Checking out this feeder this morning. There he goes. For a black oiled sunflower seed, the small ones. So this bubbler is solar powered. Now it's going slower, it's getting shady. And there's the solar disc. When it gets really hot, I prefer to move my bubblers into the shade and put the panel in the sun. They don't like the water when it gets hot or very warm. It won't get hot, but nobody wants to cool down in warm water. Not even birds. Here's the mealworm that I buy. I don't buy it from the bird section. It's 2 times to 3 times as much in a bird section. Go to your farm store and get the chicken feed, dried mealworms. So I stepped away and I got a yellow finch, the Iowa state bird. That's where I'm at, Iowa. Oh, there's its partner. Perfect. Enjoy. And no sparrows to bother you. Birds are like people. We all like specific things to eat. When you buy a bag of mixed seed, so much of it gets wasted and thrown on the ground, and it just attracts the sparrows. The sparrows can eat what's on the ground. Also, I get mourning doves from the mess that the birds make. It's best to hang these over the ground or grass, because it will get messy with empty shells and safflower skins. I could videotape these guys forever. Here's a purple finch. Some people call him a rose finch. Yep, there he goes for a safflower. This is my wren house. Make sure that you have a wren opening. If it's too large, you'll get a sparrow. Not sure of the exact dimensions on the top of my head. I can add it at the end of the video. You probably want to keep the wren house farther away from the other feeders. They are very protective and they like to scare everybody away, and they're relentless, but they're so beautiful. Tiny little bird. Oh, here we go. There is my downy woodpecker. Comes every day throughout the whole day. Woodpeckers are one of my favorite birds of all time. What's your favorite bird? I love the sound they make when you walk through the forest. I think I've gotten almost all the birds except the cardinal. Haven't seen him yet this morning. And then sometimes I will get a white-breasted nuthatch on this one. Haven't seen him in a while. Oh, look who just came in. Hi, Blackcap. He is actually, sometimes birds peck at the metal for minerals. I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's picking up safflowers and then they crack them on the metal. If you set out fruit or the jelly, people have really good luck getting the Oreos. I had one fly through the other day, but I wasn't ready and I had no fruit out. I did attract some Oreos once at the park. I'll share that at the end of the video.